So let's get a little setup here. So we'll put in what I think will be the start of the Community Shield. So I'm going to put Kirkes at left back. I'm going to put Frimpong at right back just because Conor Bradley missed out in that friendly game and I thought Frimpong did really well. So let's put him there and let's assume that Canati plays. I thought he did pretty well as well. And let's assume that Virgil van Dijk recovers from whatever illness he got. So that is a back four. And then why not stick Gravenberg right in front of them, which is, again, where he played with more or less this team last night. It's going to be an interesting sort of back four, back five to watch. You know, obviously the two fullbacks are very new. There's two other fullbacks who can come in and there's a bit more familiarity. But I quite enjoyed the performance of both fullbacks. I thought they were just attacking fullbacks. And this idea that it's going to be like a sea change and it's going to be sort of completely different, I didn't necessarily say, listen, Frimpong's a very different style of right back to Trent, and they're both obviously very quick. But I don't know, for me it was fairly standard attacking full-back play that you'd want from a top side.
Yeah, I thought there was a little bit more. I thought Frimpong had a little bit more licence to go on the right-hand side. I thought Kirkes stayed close to the centre-backs for a couple of periods. In a way that was also the case last season with Robertson at times. So to me, it felt a teeny bit lopsided in there, but not in a way that I think is a problem. And I think also it helps with Frimpong. I think what's exceptional for both of them, I think Frimpong in particular can help Liverpool press in a bit of an interesting way. I think it can. We often talk about what we are or aren't asking Salah to do, and I think that he can effectively, because of his pace, both in terms of when you want to go and press, but also then in terms of recovery pace if you get bypassed, he can effectively almost cover the left-sided winger and a left-sided defender at the same time, because you can split between the two and jump if need be. And I think it'll be really interesting against Palace at the weekend because Palace play wing-backs, and how Liverpool set up to press Palace. I'm just intrigued by what it is that they're going to do, how it's going to be different, and all of that in quite a serious game. To talk about where the squad sort of finds itself, I think the right-back situation almost just couldn't be any better. I think Bradley looks yet again stronger and more mature. I think it's another step up for him. I think if it absolutely came to it, you've also got Gomez, depending on fitness, and that always remains the Gomez problem. But I think Liverpool look in really, really good shape. And I think at left back, you know, to assess the squad, you've got Robertson able to back up Kirkes. You've got Tsimikas still in there. I suspect one of Robertson or Tsimikas, most likely to be Tsimikas, Liverpool would let go if an offer comes in that they want to go with for him. And I think you just sort of end up feeling like, well, you couldn't ask for much more. You know, you've got an unbelievable amount of experience in Robertson. We know that his fastest days are going to be behind him, but that's not to say he suddenly becomes some sort of slouch. That's not true. And you've got there with Kirkes someone that you can be excited about. But I think that the right-hand side, not least because of what Salah dictates, the way Salah is, the right-hand side could well be where all the action is. And they're two pretty exciting players who I think have shown they're going to contribute goals and assists.
So I put 8 defenders on here. Liverpool, like last season, 2 per position. The manager talked about that. He's got 2 per position. The problem is it's a bit sort of lopsided before you even get into the fact that you might want to assess the quality of 1 or 2 or the persistent fitness. So, I mean, if you want to even up, you could put Andy Robertson there. We've seen quite a lot of Andy Robertson at left centre-half. How do you feel about that as an option moving in next season?
I think if that's your 5th or 6th thing that you do at centre-back in an absolute crisis, fine. I think you just want there to be another proper centre-back. I think in any case, if there's a weakness in this squad, it is that could appear over the course of the season. It could well end up being height. And I think you don't want to get a situation where if you're playing Robertson at centre-back, conceivably, let's say you've got McAllister in midfield, you're playing Salah and you're playing Florian Wirtz, all of a sudden you've got Frimpong possibly at right back, Kirkes left back. It's not a big team, that. It's not a big team. And I think in general...
You conceded 2 set pieces last night in the first team, if you like.
Yeah. So I think, that's my point, is that I think you can just end up with that. And the point about this is that it's not like it's some sort of absolutely going to crush it over the course of a season weakness or anything like that, but it's something that they will need to be conscious of. I think in general anyway, Robertson's still got a lot to give at left back, and I think that you just want them to go and sign a centre back. I think a 4th centre back, I don't think I think it's if you don't play a back three, I think it's hard to go on the march with 5 lads who think they should be starting footballers at centre back. I just think you end up not being able to distribute those minutes. What Gomez is currently is, I think Liverpool will have a better sense of internally than we do. I was disappointed he wasn't involved in either team last night. The noise of a minor Achilles injury gave me the optimism of we're just sending him back because we think that he'd have to fly to Japan anyway. What's the point?
Yeah.
That he's now not even mentioned anywhere in dispatches around that. Doesn't seem like he's on the cards for Sunday. Before you know where you are, well, he's on the verge of 3 or 4 weeks out again. And I think that Liverpool therefore can't rely on him in any sort of meaningful way. I think you could argue you might, if you were to get 2 centre-backs, you can have Gomez as an all-purpose cover, but then I think you definitely need to have let Tsimikas go over the course of that, and then you can go from there. But I think they've got to do 1 centre-back. I think it's hard to do 2. And then if they do need to drop in someone at some point over the course of the season, that's where you are talking about Robertson, you are talking about Endo, you are talking about Gravenberch, but you're talking about it for 45 minutes. Not for this is a core part of this part of the squad. I hope you're enjoying this free show at the moment. Loads of excellent, exciting stuff on the Anfield app. If you want to be part of the whole thing, you can download the Anfield app and go from there. Or you can subscribe via the YouTube membership as well for video-only content and other bits and pieces. We love doing these shows. We love that you watch them. So come, be part of the journey with us.